Hello. Welcome to my Thursday afternoon Facebook Live. Today I'm sharing with you a card I made for my blog post last night. It features the beautiful Layering Beauty stamp set and masks. Okay, oops. I'm just trying to dial up my other device here beside me so that I can see if there's any comments, but I don't know whether it'll show me comments or not. I've got no idea. It seems to be doing something weird. Anyway, so welcome. So this card started, let me get some of my things out of the way. I've got Tinsel Jams and my, as I said, Layers of Beauty stamp set and the decorative masks. Here's my cardstock. Misty Moonlight for the base, Night of Navy. I'll just put them aside. Basic Beige. So I participate in the Colour Inspiration team, and each fortnight we have a colour challenge. These were the colours last night: Blueberry Bushel, Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, and Basic Beige. So first, whenever I get a colour challenge, I like to put the ink pads out because I always have them available and have a look at them and see what inspires me. And the actual colour inspiration challenge also has a great image usually with it as well. And the image this time was of leaves and beautiful leaves and vegetation and foliage. And I was going to do some leaves, but that didn't happen. I just went with, actually I did make another card using leaves. If I can show it to you, hang on. That's something extra for today. So this was the alternative I made, and it uses the Season of Green and Gold and also the Greetings of the Season stamp set to make a card that's not a Christmas stamp set. So it definitely follows the leaf theme of the image, but I ended up really enjoying the roses a lot more. I love roses, and my middle name's actually Rose, little something about me. And I love them in blue, even though you don't really see blue ones very much. But this card is definitely my style because it's all about the stamping. There's not much to this card. It's just a basic card, but it's all about creating that artistic imagery with the stamping. So let's get started. I'll just pop that there. Now, I am going to use a piece of scrap paper. That's from this morning, just to protect my surface because I'm a bit of a messer. The first thing I'm going to do is stamp the outline of the flowers. You do have to have the big stamping block. While I've got my stamps here, there's my greeting, you make my heart smile, and I'm also going to use the little stamped image greeting, grateful for you, even though you don't really see it on the image. All right, so, and with my Night of Navy, ink up this stamp set. There we go. And I'm going to stamp off the edge, off both sides. Okay, so there's that one. Oop. And then, oh, look, it's not quite dry. That's a good trick, Julia. But I'm not going to worry or stress over it because the repeat stamping actually will cover that up or become part of the illustration. And there we go. Be a bit more careful this time. Okay, I'll close up my Night of Navy and just clean off my, pop my stamp over here on my cleaner so it can magically clean itself while I'm doing this. Okay, now the Layers of Beauty decorative masks. There's 5 masks and they all have a little number at the top and a little notch. Okay, 1, 2, 3 layers for the flowers and 2 layers for the leaves. So I'll start with number 1 and try and work out where my image is going. There we go, like that. Now I'm starting with the lightest blue first, which is Blueberry Bushel, and working my way up. So Blueberry Bushel first, then Misty Moonlight, and then Night of Navy last. Okay, and just adding my first layer to the roses. Now there are also other little flowers in this image as well, but I wanted them to be darker than the roses, so I'm going to open up my Misty Moonlight, live on the edge, having 2 ink pads open at the same time. And I'm using a smaller brush for this because they're really small flowers. And do those ones, this one. And it doesn't really matter if I get the darker colour on the roses, but I would like to sort of keep it a little bit separate if possible. Okay, layer 1. Isn't that pretty? Flip you over because that's my favourite flower, so I wanted to do that one on both sides. Okay. Line up my flowers there. There we go. Okay, using my Misty Moonlight, do the darker ones. I think that's it, just those ones. Pop you over there, and then with the Blueberry Bushel. Oops. It pays to hang on to it really tightly, doesn't it? There we go. And yes, you could stick it down with Post-it notes and washi tape and stuff, but that requires effort and work. And there we go. Second layer, up to the second layer. I didn't quite do this one right. Have to add a little bit more. Thank goodness for ink. There you go. Can't tell. Yay! All right, pop you out of the way. Now I can move the Blueberry Bushel because I'm not going to use it again. And then I'm going to start with the larger rose first and do my second layer. Now I'm using these little 3 here as my point of reference, and those little ones up there as my point of reference for making sure I've got everything right in the right alignment, because I haven't. There are great techniques to make sure you do have things in the right alignment, but I haven't done that this time. I've gone very organic because it's an organic sort of card. I will try to hang on to the... And this time I'm using Misty Moonlight on the roses. Ooh, that's a bit dark, Julia. And Night of Navy on the little tiny flowers. Not that I think it'll make too much difference, but here we go. A bit of Night of Navy, a bit of Night of Navy, and a bit of Night of Navy. There we go. Okay. Looking pretty good. And then this one. Okay. Using my little bits for my point of reference. Pull my flower in. Okay, this one's for... This one's Night of Navy, so this one's for these guys here. And this one's... Oh! Oops. Misty Moonlight for the roses. I'm doing a good demonstration, aren't I? There we go. Second layer done. And then the third layer, let's close you up because I'm not using you anymore, is a bit of Night of Navy. 3. And this way. This one's the trickiest when you don't line yourself up properly to start off with, to do it organically. But that doesn't look right, does it? It must be that way. What's that for? Here we go. They're those. That must be way over there. I can hear you all yelling at me. I can't see any comments. I haven't been able to dial up to see comments, so I'm sorry. That's all I can do. Okay, let's do this. And hope for the best. And last of all, this one. I can see the lines of the flower down here too. Okay. Bit of Night of Navy. All good. Dunsky. Now, the next thing that I did was with the basic beige and this greeting, which says grateful for you, I just repeatedly stamped it all over the two corners in sort of a diagonal pattern. It's a bit noisy, I apologise. And guess where my greeting's going? It's right over that splodge there. And just stamping like mad. And look, I haven't done the leaves yet. I better do them, seeing I've got basic beige open now. Okay. I'm going to start with the big one first, because that helps me. I know where I'm going a bit more, maybe, perhaps. No, I don't know where I'm going, but that looks like it works. Okay, and my basic beige blending brush, and do my first layer of leaves in the basic beige. Okay. There we are. And the next one, there we go with those big leaves there. And pop them. Okay. And then the last mask of all is this one, which has a bit more detail, but I did find when I did this with the basic beige for the card last night, it didn't really show up very much. So possibly because the basic beige is such a subtle colour, it doesn't really make much difference, but there we go. And it does look good. You can see a difference in that. And where are we? Here we are. There we go. Okay. A bit more detail on those leaves. There we go. All right, and while I've got my basic beige blending brush in my hand, I'm going to continue to do all around the edges. I've got a couple of little smudgy bits with my blending brush around. Okay. There we go. And I have to change the orientation because I stamped the grateful for you that way. Oops. Rightio, now the next layer of my, I love how that looks, I really do. The next level of my collage stamping and repeat stamping is to flick it. So I'm just using a blending brush. No, my stamping blend. This is the Blueberry Bushel stamping blend. Choosing where I want to splatter, of course, cover up the mistakes, and also Wink of Stella. And to make this one flick nicely, I'm going to squeeze it, oops, oh, until I can see it come out. Just pick that up and flick that a bit. like a paintbrush. And flick, flick, flick. Oh, I love that. It's so pretty. Hang on, I'll pull it up closer to you so you can see the sparkle. Hopefully you can see the sparkle. There we go. There's extra sparkle just there. But yeah. Can you see that shining in the light there? It's a bit hard to see. Anyway, so that's my basic stamping. That's my collage stamping for my greeting. Now with my Night of Navy, I'm going to stamp my You Make My Heart Smile on this little bit here. You make my heart. Oh, it's a bit crooked. That looks a bit straighter. You make my heart smile. And pop that away. And now it's just a matter of putting it all together, I think. So just pop some, put you down there so you can see where we're going. Pop that one on there. Okay. And this one, I'm going to put my seal on top of my navy there and put this one over the top because I'm not entirely sure it's quite dry yet, and it's only a very tiny border all the way around. There we go. And then get some Stampin' Dimensionals and stick this on the front of the card. Now you saw how many boo-boos and mistakes I made there on my masking and stamping and whatnot. Ooh. But it turns out all right when you're doing this type of card because it's meant to look a little bit grungy. My Stampin' Dimensionals are not quite peeling off the wax paper properly. Some of them are a bit sticking to the... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have quite beautifully coloured fingers. Here we go. And there's my stamped panel. And then on the back of this one, oh, that's really crooked. It's my gluing that's crooked, not my stamping. Thank goodness. It was not quite stuck down there. There we go. Now, oh, of course that's run out. Grab a refill. Pop that back into my seal canister. Now I'm putting seal on the back of my greeting there and using this really cool Night of Navy Baker's Twine. It comes in a set of 3. It's coming in the mini catalogue that comes for customers in September. We were able to order it early because we used it for a Stampin' Up demonstrator only event, which was super fun. So I'm just popping a bunch of that on there. And, whoops. Trim that off. Add some more dimensionals across the back of it to hold it in place. 1, 2, 3. And now I promise I'll answer all your questions and reply to all your comments as soon as I've finished this. I don't know. I'm still learning how to work out how to see them when I'm actually doing it. All right, now I originally said I was going to put the greeting over the top of that mistake, but the mistake has disappeared. So I don't want to cover up my pretty roses, so I'm going to pop it up here. And the last thing I'm going to do is add one of these tinsel gems, the 3 colour tinsel gems, because one of them is Misty Moonlight. And obviously it's been a favourite colour because I've only got 3 left. 1, 2, 3 left on that sheet. And then grab my next sheet of Tinsel Gems and put another 2 up here. 1, 2. So I hope you enjoyed that. Oops. I haven't done the inside of my card this time because I thought basically I'm going to do more of the same for inside. So I didn't think you'd want to watch me do it twice. But there you go. Same, but slightly different. This one's a lot clearer in the blues. Obviously, I smudged a bit more today. But I still think they're very beautiful, and I do like the blue roses. Thank you so much for joining me. See you next time. Bye.